Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanam Sari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopidana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Yashodanandana Brajadana Randana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jai Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Vrajagacharya Stotra Satya Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Shilabhai Charan Narvin Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Skandi Biti Founder Charyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Harinama Sankirtan Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jainita Gaur Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Sarakaya Taksurimiritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Sya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabarutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitam Scha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Siti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraya. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara, Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha badrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. And by regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, All that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahmasamitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasyaya Namaha. The Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Mukam karoti vacharam pangam rangayate girim yatkripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Yatkripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our ongoing Bhagavatam classes. About to finish this chapter, chapter 6 of the first canto, entitled Conversation Between Narada and Vyasa. And we will actually do both 37 and 38. And 38 is the last verse. So 37 we will recite. Sutta Uvacha Evam Sambhasya Bhagavan Narado Vasavi Sutam Amantriya Vinam Ranayam Yayao Yadrichiko Munihi Sutta Uvacha Evam Sambhasya Bhagavan Narado Vasavi Sutam Amantriya Vinam Ranayan Yayao Yadrichiko Munihi Sutta Uvacha Evam Sambhasya Bhagavan Narado Vasavi Sutam Amantriya Vinam Ranayan Yayao Yadrichiko Munihi Sutta Uvacha Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Narado Vasadi Sutam
Narado Vasavi Sutam
Amantriya Vinam Ranayan
Amantraya Vinaranam
Yayao Yadrishchiko Munihi
Yayo Yadishiko Manihi
Suta Uvacha
Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Narado Vasavi Sutam
Narado Vasadi Sutam
Amantya Vinam Ranayan
Amantya Vinam Ranayan
Yayo Yadrishiko Muni
Yayao Yadrishchiko Munihi
Suta Uvacha
Suta Uvacha
Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Evam Sambhashya Bhagavan
Narado Vasavi Sutam
Narado Vasadi Sutam
Amantraya Vinam Ranayam
Amantriya Vinam Ranayan
Ayayo Yadrishchiko Munihi
Yayao Yadrishiko Munihi Sutta Sutta Goswami Uvacha said Evam thus Sambhashya addressing Bhagavan transcendently powerful
transcendentally powerful
Narada Narada Muni Vasavi named Vasavi
name Vasavi
Satyavati
Satyavati
Sutam son Amantriya
Amantraya
inviting
inviting
Vinam
Vinam
instrument
instrument
Ranayan
Ranayan
vibrating
vibrating
Yayao went Yadrishchikaha
Yadishchika
wherever willing
wherever willing
Munihi
Munihi
the sage.
the
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadeva, Srila Narada Muni took leave of him and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. Kindly repeat after me. Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadeva, Srila Narada Muni took leave of him and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. Purport. Every living being is anxious for full freedom because that is his transcendental nature. And this freedom is obtained only through the transcendental service of the Lord. Illusioned by the external energy, everyone thinks that he is free, but actually he is bound up by the laws of nature. A conditioned soul cannot freely move from one place to another, even on this earth, and what to speak of one planet to another. But a full-fledged free soul, like Narada, always engaged in chanting the Lord's glory, is free to move not only on earth, but also in any part of the universe, as well as in any part of the spiritual sky. We can just imagine the extent and unlimitedness of his freedom, which is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. There is no reason or obligation for his traveling. and no one can stop him from his free movement. Similarly, the transcendental system of devotional service is also free. It may or may not develop in a particular person even after he undergoes all the detailed formalities. Similarly, the association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it, or one may not have it, even after thousands of endeavors. Therefore, in all spheres of devotional service, freedom is the main pivot. Without freedom, there is no execution of devotional service. The freedom surrendered to the Lord does not mean that the devotee becomes dependent in every respect. To surrender unto the Lord through the transparent medium of the spiritual master is to attain complete freedom of life. And text 38. Aho devashir dhanyoyam
Aho devashyam dhanyoyam
yat kirtim saring kadambanaha
yatkirtim sarim gadanaha
gayan madhyam idam tantriya
gayan madhyan idantantraya
ramaya tyaturam jagat.
ramaya tirayaturam jagat.
Translation and purport. All glory and the success to Srila Narada Muni, because he glorifies the activities of the personality of Godhead, and so doing, he himself takes pleasure and also enlivens all the distressed souls of the universe. And the purport, last purport of this chapter, Sri Narada Muni plays on his instrument to glorify the transcendental activities of the Lord and to give relief to all miserable living entities in the universe. No one is happy here within the universe, and what is felt as happiness is Maya's illusion. The illusory energy of the Lord is so strong that even the hog who lives on filthy stool feels happy. No one can be happy, no one can be truly happy within the material world. Srila Narada Muni, in order to enlighten the miserable inhabitants, wanders everywhere. His mission is to get them back home, back to Godhead. That is the mission of all genuine devotees of the Lord, following the footsteps of that great sage. And thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, sixth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Conversation Between Narada and Vyasa. Reading our first text, 37, Sutta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasadeva, Sri Narada Muni took leave of him, and vibrating on his veena, he left to wander at his free will. The main point that Prabhupada is stressing and elaborating upon is this aspect of free will. So actual freedom, as explained by Srila Prabhupada, is only obtained when we become totally disconnected or disassociated with the modes of material nature. Modes of material nature are actually binding. We speak of Baddha Jeev. Baddha Jeev means condition. Conditioned by what? Conditioned by the modes of material nature. Just like in a prison, someone who is in a prison, he is conditioned by the laws of the prison. When he was out of the prison, he was uh, thinking himself completely free, uh, but by breaking the laws of the state, he winds up in the prison, uh, where he loses his previous freedom. So this is a very nice point. And Srila Narada Muni exemplifies this as well. Actual freedom is attained when one is no longer bound by the modes of material nature, means when one is fully, firmly situated or established in activities of bhakti or devotional service. So we can see even in the material world, within our Vedic culture, uh, when one um, is in some ashram like brahmachari ashram, vanaprastha ashram, and sannyas ashram especially, one is more free to move. One is more free to uh, engage in activities of devotional service. Of course, even in Grihastha ashram, Grihastha ashram, uh, one also has opportunity to engage in activities of devotional service, but there are various responsibilities that we don't find in the other ashram. There's family responsibility, social responsibility, uh, career, occupation responsibility, etc. Prabhupada also makes the point how freedom is the natural, just like we see also in the material world, people like to travel. People like to travel. Uh, especially we see in the modern setup, people they endeavor to find an occupation which has less working hours. It used to be that people would work 6 days a week and only Sunday was off. Then it went to 5 days. Now, in some places, it is 4 days a week or even less. People have a natural desire, natural inclination to be uh, free, uh, and actually not to be controlled. So this is uh, the point which is nicely being made here, and Narada Muni exemplifies this. Of course, in the purport, Prabhupada mentions that uh, even after endeavoring for, how does he put it, for a long time, that um, mm, yeah, in the context of uh, Prabhupada extends actually this idea of uh, of freedom. The association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it, or may not have it, even after thousands of endeavors. Mm. So, how to understand that the association of devotees is free? What does it mean, the association of devotees is free?
To see positive definition.
Mm?
Hard to see positive definition because freedom means positive opportunities, any opportunities. So not to free means just condition. So to give a other definition than somebody is free to associate or not, that that's a basic definition. Freedom means freedom. So hard to find another way to explain what does it mean. That means there is no conditions. But then is a negative opposite, only this the word. So I don't know more explicit word for this freedom. That's freedom.
Mm. Uh, it means that anyone and everyone is free to associate with devotees. Some take advantage, some don't take advantage. Just like, um, especially um, when uh, when devotees travel, and just like when Srila Prabhupada was traveling and preaching, then he gave the opportunity for many people to actually come in contact with him, but only few people actually took advantage. Uh, mm, mm,
But it looks like Nitya Siddhas have no freedom.
mm.
Looks like Nitya Siddhas have no freedom.
Looks like Nitya does have no freedom.
They
Well,
have no choice to give up their relationship to Krishna.
yes, they have no choice to give up the relationship with Krishna.
They try sometimes, but they say they cannot.
Yes. Mm.
They cannot die.
Cannot die.
Yeah, they cannot forget.
They cannot
So
forget.
it looks like they lose their freedom.
Yes. Um, it, uh, it may appear that they are losing their freedom because they are uh, bound up in that loving relationship
Yeah.
with the Lord. Uh, but actually, they have made and they continuously make that choice, and that is their uh, theoretically, uh, being jiva, being uh, part and parcel of the Lord, uh, at any time they could, if they wanted to, they could give it up, but they don't, out of choice, because of uh, because uh, they are acting, we could say, um, responsibly. Uh, that freedom can be properly used or can be misused. Just like everyone and every citizen in a country, uh, he is free. He can follow the law or not follow the law. Those who follow the law, they remain free. Uh, and those who choose not to follow, then they are taken into custody. They are punished. So similarly, the living entity, um, yeah, that example is appropriate because we understand that the majority of the jivas, majority of living entities, are not conditioned, are eternally in the spiritual sky, are eternally in Vaikuntha, and enjoying various pastimes with the Lord. In a similar way, actually, majority of people in the material world are not in the prison. I mean, in the jail. The whole material world, of course, is a jail. That's another aspect. But majority of people are free to move. Uh, so, mm, so the point being actually that when we make this, when we take this type of decision to properly use our freedom by um, serving the Lord, engaging in devotional activities, then uh, then uh, one attains uh, real satisfaction and happiness, uh, which is um, the position of those who are again totally uh, freed from the connection with the modes of material nature. So it means that one needs to be fortunate to come in contact with devotees. This is speaking about in this one section here. Mm, association of devotee is also free. Yeah. And Prabhupada actually makes the point also that without freedom, yes, without freedom, there is no execution of devotional service. Just like in a loving relationship between two people, uh, each person is always free uh, to exchange in that relationship or not to exchange. When there is a uh, proper relationship, then it means that both individuals make the proper choice. Mm. So that means that actually, without freedom, there cannot be loving relationship, isn't it?
that freedom, the bondage of love is no meaning.
Yes. Without freedom, there cannot be. Because sometimes, yeah, people ask that question: why Krishna has given us this freedom? Because all the living entities who have come in the material world have misused. We have misused that freedom, and we have disconnected ourselves with Krishna. Um, so Prabhupada explains, our acharyas explains that love, uh, loving exchange between two individuals at whatever level, the level of friendship, uh, whatever level it may be, um, is only possible when there is, what is it? Um, a deliberate choice. Uh, when one makes that decision to actually engage in such type of relationship. We have that experience in the material world. It happens actually all the time. Somebody loves somebody, but that person doesn't love you, and people become brokenhearted. And there is no way that you can force. We cannot force somebody to love us, and nobody can force us to love them. That freedom is there. So the so that is existing um, on the spiritual or transcendental platform. So, so Krishna has given that uh, minute independence, that minute freedom for all the jivas to make that choice. And that choice is given to us every single moment. Uh, every day that Krishna is giving us in this body is to see how we are properly making this choice. Are we properly using our freedom, or are we allowing uh, ourselves to be allured to Maya? Uh, so the last text, of course, is um, Sutta Goswami is glorifying, naturally, Narada Muni, who, by his personal example that he has shared his personal experience with his disciple Vyasadeva, and so this is meant to be a source of inspiration for all of us as well. So we will be starting a new chapter tomorrow, which is chapter 7. That will be uh, dealing with the son of Drona punished. So different topic altogether. Anything on this?
do the best for the service of your Guru Maharaj? Or do you feel that okay, what I'm doing is the best, or you have to search something more satisfactory for your Guru Maharaj? Do you have any doubt of doing the best for Guru Maharaj or not?
I don't know about other devotees, but I don't feel that I'm doing the best that I could do. I have some understanding of, I think we all do, certain activities that will be pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. But there's there is meant to be a quality to how we perform our activities, and there's, Srila Prabhupada, for example, we could easily observe his every moment. Whenever Srila Prabhupada spoke, and whatever he shared was, one could easily observe was what's the word? Very intense, very intense. That's the one of the special features of such personalities. Mm, what's the expression? They never miss a beat, they say. In any kind of situation, also, Prabhupada was always fully absorbed and very intense. So there's an intensity. Intensity doesn't mean that one is serious to such an extent that he cannot display feelings and emotions of happiness, because Prabhupada displayed those as well. He was very relaxed, especially with his devotees, those who were close to him, associating with him. Prabhupada was unique in many, many ways, and the movement at that time also was unique in its development. Prabhupada was, the captain of the ship, and he had many soldiers, very qualified individuals who actually, at a young age, so many devotees joined and gave up everything to help in the mission. So definitely the physical presence of Srila Prabhupada had a major effect at that time, for everyone, especially those who were having, who had the opportunity to have his personal, Vapu association. Mm.
Because yesterday felt something is not correct, what I'm doing. So he recognized, not just generally, okay, I never, you know, the best, what I'm doing is not never the best. But still, he was feeling something special, or something is really not correct.
Srila Vyasadeva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he felt that,
Right.
and that he recognized that there's a special feeling, not just okay, I'm writing. I could write a little better, but anyway, I wrote it already. So
Right.
someday have to finish.
Right.
You can always improve your writings, but at one point you say, okay, that's it.
Right.
But it was not like that. It was like very, very special feeling of something important. I don't know, I don't recognize. So, and he didn't pray for his Guru Maharaj. He just felt that. And then his Guru Maharaj, by his free will, came before yesterday really asked him to come.
Yeah. That means that he was already introspective, which is an important aspect in our devotional life. Yeah, we need to ask ourselves, um, what we are doing is 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 that uh, is that sufficient? Is that proper? Is that being done uh, the way it should be? I think that's one of the advices given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that on days like Ekadasi, especially, one should be more introspective to understand. I mean, all the time it should be there, but maybe especially on certain days like Ekadasi, where we are meant to be more concentrating on improving uh, our activities of devotional service, our level uh, of understanding, or level or depth of realization. I think all of us as devotees need to somehow uh, have this type of what is it, inquisitiveness, um, and of course, ultimately, the devotee never thinks that he has achieved fully what he is meant to achieve. There's always room for improvement, but that improvement will not come unless we have this type of mentality, uh, mental disposition. I say it's so nice to see. Um, we can observe it at times, not that often. We can observe it in some devotees, especially, and it's very attractive. When we see that someone is naturally or spontaneously uh, doing things. Uh, that's how Prabhupada defined, isn't it? The different levels of advancement, different levels of devotees. What is it? The devotees who the topmost level is devotees or disciple, It doesn't even need to be told by the spiritual master what to do. He'll understand. Krishna will reveal to him within his heart because he's serious. Uh, so like that, that's the first class. Second class, he's told and he's enthusiastic in doing. Third class, he's told but not he'll do it, but he's not enthusiastic. And the fourth class devotee practically avoids to come in contact with his spiritual master because he's not even if he's told to do something, he won't do it or he'll do it in the wrong way. So we we need to know these different stages or levels, and we need to check ourselves. Where are we situated? But we know, I mean, I see at times devotees are doing that, and when we see somebody doing that, especially if it's in the context of a guru disciple relationship, then we know that that person is making some advancement because he's spontaneously um, doing. Uh, he is um, uh, serving with more consciousness, conscientiously, as we say. So yeah, we have that opportunity every day, and we need to take advantage of every day that Krishna is giving us to see how we can uh, improve in our in our ultimately in our service to Krishna, in our service to Krishna's devotees, and our service to the spiritual master. And when we are fortunate to uh, be in such kind of, we could say, association, then the whole atmosphere becomes very what is it, positively surcharged, you know. Um, and therefore we need to seek out um, such kind of association, and we need to endeavor to create such kind of situation where because we all know for ourselves and for the general devotees, what to speak of those who are not even knowing about Krishna consciousness, that it is not at all easy for so many reasons. I mean, Maya is there, both in gross and subtle ways, always uh, exercising her influence upon all of us. So it's up to each and every devotee to to take the matter more seriously, to be um, more attentive in hearing on a daily basis, etc. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanandi. Hare Krishna.
Jai